Short story number 11. The Filipino and the Drunkard. The loudmouth guy in the brown coat wasn't really mean. He was drunk. He took a sudden dislike to the small, well-dressed Filipino and began to order him around the waiting room, telling him to get back and not to crowd among the white people. They waited to get on the boat and cross the bay to Auckland. He was making a commotion in the waiting room, and while everyone seemed to be in sympathy with the Filipino, no one wanted to become his rescuer. So, the boy became really frightened. He stood among the people, and the drunkard kept pushing up against him. He told him to get back, and also he told that he had fought 24 months in France. So he was real American, and he didn't want the Filipino standing up among white people. The boy kept squeezing politely out of the drunkard's way, hurrying through the crowd, and not saying anything, and trying his best to be as decent as possible. But the drunkard didn't want to leave him alone. He didn't like the fact that the Filipino was wearing good clothes. Then the big door opened to let everybody to the port. The young Filipino moved quickly among the people. He was running from the drunkard. He sat in the corner, but soon he got up and began to look for more hiding place. At the other end of the board, there was a drunkard. He could hear the man swearing. The boy was looking for a place to hide, so he rushed into the lavatory and went into one of the open compartments and stood there. The drunkard entered the lavatory too, and he began to ask people if they had seen the Filipino, and soon he found the compartment there the Filipino was standing. The Filipino told the man to go away, but the man didn't want to go away. So the boy became really frightened. He brought the knife from his pocket, and he told the man that he had a knife and he would kill him. But he didn't want any trouble, so it would be better if he would go away. But the man didn't want to do it. He told that he would wait till he came out. So the Filipino threw the door open and tried to rush beyond the man, and he was holding his knife in his hand. But the drunkard caught him and didn't let him go. So the boy turned and thrust the knife into the side of the drunkard. The drunkard shouted and screamed at once, then the drunkard couldn't hold him anymore. He fell on the floor. The boy rushed from the room, and he was still holding his knife in his hand. Everyone knew what he had done, and no one moved. The boy ran to the front of the boat, and suddenly he stopped and started shouting at people. He asked them why hadn't they stopped him, and he also told that he hadn't wanted any trouble. He told the people that he was going to visit his brother in Auckland, and his brother was really sick. And he told people if they believed that the man who's going to visit his sick brother wanted any trouble. This is the end of the story.